Title: First Grade. Decomposing Shapes. The Count, Play, Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count, Play, Explore for early education. In a classroom, a coach sits on the floor facing a class of first-grade children. The educator sits with the children.
We're going to go back to that activity of which one doesn't belong.
On screen, a green piece of paper divided into 4 quadrants. Each quadrant has an outline of a different shape. In the top left quadrant is a rectangle with a line running vertically through the center, splitting the shape into equal halves. In the top right quadrant is a rectangle with a line running vertically but placed to the left of center, dividing the shape into 1/4 on the left and 3/4 on the right. In the bottom left quadrant is a rectangle with a line running horizontally through the center, splitting the shape into equal halves. In the bottom right quadrant is an equilateral triangle with a line running vertically through the center, splitting the shape into equal halves. In the next scene, the coach holds the green paper up for children to see. A child with a pink bow in their hair stands and walks up to the coach holding the paper. The child points at the quadrant with the rectangle split into 1/4. The child then gestures to the other quadrants that house shapes split into equal parts and returns to their seat on the floor.
Which one do you think doesn't belong?
Okay, you see, this one, it's not whole like the others. See these ones are like good because they both have equal parts. They all have except for that one. Like pretend that me and you had the cake and then I said cut and then I gave you that tiny piece.
Did you hear all that she said?
Yeah.
Who agrees with that?
The other children on the floor indicate that they agree with what the child with the pink bow said by curling their pointer, middle, and ring fingers down toward their palms, and then extending their thumbs to point to themselves and their pinkies to point to the child with the pink bow.
I heard fair shares. Is this fair shares?
Yes.
The coach points to the first quadrant with a rectangle divided in half by a vertical line. He then points to the rectangle split in half horizontally, and then points to the triangle split in half vertically.
Fair shares?
Yes.
Fair shares?
Yes.
Fair shares?
No.
The coach points to the rectangle with a line separating a quarter from the rest.
Oh, so that's why you were like, that is not fair. And she said if this was cake, this would not be fair. How much of this cake do you get? How much of the cake do you get right here?
On screen, the green paper with the quadrants. The camera zooms into the top right quadrant with a rectangle that has a line separating a quarter of it from the rest. In the next scene, the coach points to the quadrant with a rectangle that is split in half by a horizontal line.
Right. What'd you say? A half a piece. So these are halves.
The coach points to each quadrant containing a shape split into equal halves. He then points to the quadrant with a rectangle that has a line separating a quarter of it from the rest.
This is half. This is half. Is this half?
No.
No. What do you think?
The coach points to a child in a blue shirt. The child points to the page.
I would say that rectangle doesn't belong because...
This one?
The coach points to the first quadrant that has the rectangle split into halves by a vertical line. Then he points to the rectangle split into halves by a horizontal line. On screen, the green paper with the quadrants. The camera zooms into the bottom left quadrant with the rectangle with a horizontal line dividing it into halves.
No, dear.
This one.
Yes, because all of the other cuts are facing down. And it's facing like...
So these cuts are up and down or vertical?
The coach gestures to the shapes with vertical lines, demonstrating how the lines go up and down. Then he gestures to the rectangle with a horizontal line, demonstrating how the line goes side to side.
This one is side to side or horizontal. Nice word, horizontal.
The coach holds out his fist to fist bump the child in the blue shirt. Credits. A special thanks to the children, families, and staff of the Kepler Neighborhood School, without whose help these videos would not have been possible. The Count, Play, Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count, Play, Explore for early education.